Oh, phooey, where are those? Oh, I know it was in the knitting section. Oh, here it is. Hi, survivors. Hello, family and friends. This is Roy from Bootsy Sweetheart's Guide to Life and Other Disappointing Experiences. And noticing that I had saved my place in two places in one of my current favorite books by James McIntosh, Knit and Nibble, a combination of fiber arts and cooking. And I wanted to make a wine cozy. Mine will be crochet, but the hubby will make a knitted one. And I lost the page, but let me put this in here. And we wanted to have this with dessert. This is a great book, by the way. James McIntosh, Knit and Nibble. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the... but, oh, no, this is not it. Oh, goodness. Do you have the same problem I have? Is finding... Here it is. Marmalade cake. This looks so good. Let me throw another bookmark in. Do you have the same problem I have? Bookmarking multiple pages in the same book. The last video I did on crochet bookmarks, we did single bookmarks. But on this video, I'll show you my solution to having multiple bookmarks where things aren't flapping and flying all over the place. And if you love this book, as I do, see if you can find it. It's unique, and if you're a knitter, or if you're a baker, cooker, chef, gourmand, whatever, this will be a great addition to your library. But in any case, stay with me. I'm going to show you a new kind of bookmark that I use when I'm looking to save the place of 4 or 5 pages, 4 or 5 sections of a book. See you in a minute. Well, this is a nice book, and I'm just looking in it to see if there are any recipes for ice cream. That could be a life-changing food, but have you ever been through this where you have a book and you want to save the place of like an appetizer and a dessert and a main course, and you wind up with all these flappy, flying bookmarks? And worse yet, if you don't use sticky notes, they fall out and you've lost your place anyway. Well, this video is a follow-up to my video on making the chains, simple crochet chains. We're starting out very, very simple with my playlist on crocheting, and the first playlist actually will be on the simple chain. It's just, if you want to see how to do this one easily, check out the video right before this one. And these are bookmarks that I made for journals and single pages. So I take something instead of this bookmark. I'll just place this one in here, and there it goes. And we put the cutesy little charms on it. You'll see the one that I gave to our granddaughter who loved it. The bookmark we're going to do today, very simple. It wouldn't work on this. I'm going to show you that this is a one of the traditionally bound books, but there's no space where the spine meets the signatures. So this isn't going to work for a book like this, but the clip-on bookmark will. This is perfect for this kind of book. So let me put that aside. But the the problem occurred originally when I was singing in the choir, and we had to find all of our participating songs and hymns and affirmations and whatnots. And if you're in a group or singing of, let me put Aunt Gertie away here. If you're in a singing group, you know, like this is constantly flipping through the pages. So this was one thing that I said I can't keep doing. It was ruining the pages of the book. I put in little paper bookmarks, but they would fall out during the service, and you know, that's not very good. Now, what I'm going to show today is going to work because there's a space between the signature joining and the spine of the book. Originally, I had found this, which really works well. This is really perfect. And it slides into that space. This one's a little hard to get in there. So it slides into that space. And then, you know, hymn number 1, you put one ribbon. These are heavier than regular grosgrain ribbon. They're woven. And this was nice. You know, I got a lot of use out of that. But those of you like me who craft a lot, one of the reasons we like to craft is we like to be unique and make things our own, even if there are commercial forms of it. So what I did was, isn't this nice to have 2 hymnals? I sing in stereo. Excuse me. What I did was to make my own. And you can see at the top here, I have more colors. I really can't pull these out because, well, I can, but this is because the pages are already marked and I need them there for Sunday. So I made my own, and let me show you how this is made. I have one already made, a second one, because the one I made already was getting a little ratty. I just took, by the way, before we go on, I asked you in the previous video if you wanted to keep your hands busy to just make a bunch of chains. I made a bunch of chains, and you're going to see in the next series here what to do with some of them. My goodness, I just kept going. And they're different weights, different yarns, different needle lengths. Here's a Velcro strip, a hook and eye strip that does not belong in there because it tends to combine with, go away, the yarn. And there's all kinds of pretty things that we can do with this. So let me put this aside just to show you that I've been a busy, busy boy. You go over here. And I had said to you, please practice, practice, practice. We'll find a way to use these chains. So what I do, these make great gifts. You know, little thank you gifts. If you know somebody that does a lot of reading and needs more than a single bookmark, this is perfect for that. See, and there's a method to, you know what? I'm taking this out because this one has gotten ratty. Oh, this one's very different. I didn't take it out, haven't taken it out in a while. See, a little different, but it works the same no matter what. And then what I did was I put some beads at the end, and I'll show you that in a minute. So here's the one that's going to replace the one I just took out. And I have some method to my madness. The green is for hymn number 1, the yellow is for hymn number 2, the red is for when we leave the last hymn, white is for the Old Testament Psalter, the purple is for the affirmation, and the blue is just extra because every now and then we get a new thing thrown at us that we have to sing, and it simply goes down into the spine, comes out like that, and there you go. You can make it a little bit wider. You should probably make it almost as wide as the opening in here. And then you just mark your books. Now, what I do is I take a piece of, and you can do this any way you want. I take a piece of double stick tape. Let me put it on the back of this ruler just so it's not sticking on my fabric here. And then I'll grab some colored chains. Look at this, is a pretty one. And I'll line them up very, very tight. I'll pick another color. Okay, like that. And I wind up with something that looks like this. You can still see the tape. I wind up with this. Okay, let me put this aside. You see? This is going to be another red, white, yellow. What happened to the white? Uh-oh, the white one is missing. So I'll just grab another white one and put that here. I didn't even notice that. See that? There we go. So now we've got that. Makes it very, very simple. Then I get a piece of, this is leatherette. I don't know what you call this. This was from a vest, a leather vest, and I saved it. I used once an old eyeglass case, the leather, plastic, or vinyl. You can use vinyl. Anything that won't fray. You want it fairly stable and strong. And what you do is, this I'm going to have to make a little bit wider. You figure out how wide this is, and you want to be bigger than the width of the color chains. And actually you want to go a little bit wider even still so that it'll fit down the spine with a little bit of stress so that it won't pull out easily. And here you draw your line on the borders, and the depth of it this way is really arbitrary, but you want it a good size. You don't want it to slip out of the spine of the book. And then you take a scissor, and I'm going to cut outside the line because this is a little shy. Cut this out. You just finished cutting this out. And you know, when I created my alter ego, Bootsy Sweet Tarts, there were a couple of reasons for it, and I'll get into it in another video. But part of it had to do with getting older and being ignored as an old person in social situations. There was a couple of incidents where we were with a younger crowd and we were completely ignored. I mean, ignored to the point where when we went to get food or beverage, young people, I hate to call it like that, 25, 30-year-olds, basically didn't see us and would practically push us out of the way. I said to myself, they can love me, they can dislike me, they can hate me, but they'll never again ignore me. And from that day on, I swore that I would express my uniqueness in some way, and thus we got a little bit crazy with acting out, and Bootsy Sweethearts took on a little more of a character. There's a long story to that, but we'll get to that. Now, when you get to this part, very, very important that you leave enough in the I guess what I would call this is like a envelope. You leave enough in the envelope so that, and actually this one could be a little bit, this could be a little bit wider, but you get the picture. And you can do a whole bunch of things to secure this. One of the things I did in the beginning was to just glued this down with some glue stick and clamped it and let it set like it was almost like a basting. And I clamped it, let it dry, and then I took it to the sewing machine and I sewed around the leatherette, and it became really sturdy. They are not coming out. There is no way these are coming out. And then, like any other tassel, I put, you can put beads, charms, anything you want at the bottom. And just as a little reminder, here this thread, this needle is too big to go through. I found a nice red bead to go with the red yarn. This is floss. This is floss. You use another piece of thread on a finer needle to go through the bead, and you pull it through. And then what I do is I tie a couple of knots and move them very close to the bead, really up tight to the bead. I'll do this 2 or 3, well, 2 times anyway. I don't want the knot to be so visible. So pull it really tight up there, and then when I do the second one, I'll put a dab of glue, any kind you have. I have a whole bunch of them. This is one of my favorites. This is a Small Aliens Fast Grab Tacky Glue. Just put a little glue there, and voila, you have a new multicolor bookmark. Love it, love it, love it. And I will initiate my new one tomorrow, because today is a Saturday, and you get the feeling for this. The other uses, there's so many uses. Here's a book I refer to a lot. Oops, pardon me. Here's a book I refer to a lot, and again, without making a mess with all these sticky notes or bookmarks, I made another one. This one I only needed 3, and I kind of matched the colors of the book, a little teal here, some orange, and some yellow. And I found these pretty beads. Again, if you're going to give a book like this as a gift, what a nice addition. What a nice, and this one has a spine. In fact, this has been sitting, so I can take this has been sitting and it's glued. This, I used something that's similar to Fabric Tack. What's it called? I do not remember what it's... Actually, I have it right here. It is called Mighty Mend It. It was so thick because I had bought it a while back, and I just put some acetone in it. Acetone? Yeah, acetone. A lot, actually. Shook it up, let it sit, shook it up, and let it sit, shook it up, and now it's a perfect consistency, and it works perfectly. So again, this goes down the spine of the book. This one's not cooperating because I'm on camera. There it goes. And you have a bookmark. I'll have to push that down a little more, but I'll use tweezers. You have a bookmark with more than one page minder. Love it. This is a great book, by the way. Edie Ekman. I don't know if it's in print or out of print. Love the book. A couple of other things I just wanted to show you before we close. This is a simple, isn't this pretty? The 2 shades of, there's blue, pink, and yellow. I was just playing with it as a dangly thing from a journal. I have to bring up some of my journals that my husband made for me. They're really pretty. He's been working very hard and learning so quickly. I'd love to call out the people who he follows a lot, but I'm bound to forget somebody. And again, on the top you can put a clip. You can put more beads at the bottom of each color. I made another one. Here's another braid I made. Oh, but this one's 2-tone pink. Well, dark pink, light pink, and a purple. And I'm going to have some uses for some of these in the next video. Just a little preview. Again, this is about beginning crochet, or, you know, anyone who likes to crochet and just can't keep their hands still. This is for you. And I'll show you all about this when the next video in the playlist. And I'll put to use, I'll put to use this bird's nest. I did have this organized before I went on video. I thought it'd be nice to show you, and then I messed it all up. Sorry about that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little follow-up to working on the chain gang, single crochet. We have many more to follow. I am having such fun with this one. I hope you do too. And again, I find these nice to make for little tokens and little gifts. Just those little extra things when you're giving a bigger gift. And you'll see what I mean when we get to this next series. I don't want to show you anymore. Thank you so much for viewing and taking the time to view my videos. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you are. I'm getting a little more confident. I'm getting a little smoother. Well, you wouldn't know by this one because I was having, again, some kind of OBS issues with the software, so I've got to work that out. Not sure what's going on, but anyway, maybe I should have to pay for it. You know, you get what you pay for. OBS was free, so maybe that's the issue. So anyway, stay healthy. Be good to each other. Come back, please. if you like this kind of thing. I'll be doing other things besides crochet. It's now, this is being filmed in 2019, and it's spring, so there's a lot of other fun things to do inside and out. And if you like this, please share with somebody you think might be interested. Please subscribe and give a little thumbs up if you liked it. For now, I'll say bye for now.